What's up, everyone? I am still JD, my master to this day, and it is time for the JD the Mighty Master Game Awards. That's right. These are all the games that we played and beaten this year. Now, this year it's going to be a little bit different. It's still going to be the same structure, but we're going to be doing it different with a twist. So the reason why I'm doing it with a twist is because I actually beaten 62 games in 2023. Like, this is probably the most I would ever beat. Which 2020 was a fantastic year when it comes to my gaming. So, because I wanted to, it wasn't that I wanted to, it's actually because of that I have to this point. Because if I did it like in one big video, then there would have been no way that I would have been able to stuff everything into one video. So, but this time, since you guys really love the shorter style pick videos, what I want to do this, these games I beaten in 3 parts. The first part will be the top 10 worst games I beaten this year. The second part will be games that basically did not make the games that did not make the list, but still I wanted to highlight, which will be the longest part. And then the third part will be the top 10 games, my favorite games I played and beaten this year, to save the best for last. So we're going to start, this is part 1, and in this part, we're going to be talking about the absolute worst pieces of fucking shit I have ever had to sit through. These are the worst of the worst. They are to the bottom of the barrel. They are to garbage fucking games I've ever played in my fucking life. And these are the games that I'm going to start swearing so much and cursing so much. But you know what? You guys are going to have to deal with it, because these games are the absolute bottom of the fucking barrel when it comes to games I played and beaten this year. These are the top 10 worst games I've ever had to play in my fucking life. So, that being said, we're going to start off with number 10 on the worst list. This one, I really didn't want to put on the list, but the reason why I'm putting this on the list is because it's not really a game. It's actually a compilation. The games in the compilation are great, but the version I'm referring to is a port of that version. And that is actually the Metal Slug Anthology on PSP. Now, get this out of the way. I am a huge Metal Slug fan. Metal Slug is actually a franchise I treasure the most. As a matter of fact, Metal Slug is actually my second favorite video game franchise of all time, only behind Shin Megami Tensei. I'm a huge Metal Slug fan. Now, the Metal Slug Anthology game compilation is actually really great on the PS2 and Wii, but we're actually talking about the PSP version here. This part in particular, the reason why it's on the worst list and it's the worst compilation I played is because this port in particular suffers from huge lag and frame drops or whatever, and it's gotten to, and now that there's a long amount of loading times that really slowed the game down. It's really bad. Like, I do not recommend this port. I do recommend this game, don't get me wrong, which is why it's not at the top of the list, but I do not recommend this port. If you want to play Metal Slug Anthology, play the PS2 or Wii versions. Do not play the PS2. Do not play the PSP version. Actually, as a matter of fact, get the Wii version. The Wii version is probably the best version. I don't have the Wii one, but get the Wii one. The Wii one is probably the best way you'll get to play these games. I mean, yeah, there are ports in the AVGN games, but what's the Metal Slug 6? And as a matter of fact, I want to mention right now that while mentioning this compilation, and so that I don't have to mention this compilation again, I actually did in fact beat the remaining Metal Slug games that I actually beat the remaining Metal Slug games that I've not beaten. I already beat Metal Slug X and 4 and 5, but I still had 4 more. I still had Metal Slug 1, 2, 3, and 6. I had 4 more Metal Slug games, and I was able to beat 3 of the 6. So real quick before we move on, let's talk about the 3 Metal Slug games just to get them that I beat them just to get out of the way. But not just the first 3. So, Metal Slug 1, great game, but it was a little bit limited for its time, but at the same time, the later entries do get better, with the exception of Metal Slug 2. Metal Slug 2, oh man, that was rough. It's not a bad game. but it could be a lot better. And Metal Slug 3 was amazing. Metal Slug 3 is easily the best. Part of Metal Slug game is easily my favorite. It's definitely one of the best of the Neo Geo. And I would love to talk about the final boss, how amazing it is. But I'm gonna save that to when I actually get Metal Slug 3 on which Xbox, and then I will talk about it. But again, great games, bad part. And this is not the worst. Not the worst games I play. I love Metal Slug, but these are the worst. One of the worst compilations I played. So, but I do recommend this on PS2 and Wii if you want to pick it up. So now we got that out of the way, let's talk about the remainder of the games, the actual 9 games. So coming in number 9 on the worst list is Mario Party Island Tower. Now another franchise I love the Mario Party series. However, this one, I actually have another game, which I have another, the next video I want to hit it, I did beat Mario Party 5, but I'm not going to go. That one may be my least favorite Hudson Software, and I won't explain why in this video, I'll explain in my next video. But this one is probably my least favorite in the entire franchise. I'm just that's whatever. There you go. So this one is probably my least favorite Mario Party in the entire franchise. This includes the Hudson Software and the NDQ era. This is my least favorite one. With this one, with the Bowser Tower mode, it was really just playing mini games and against bubble-sized CPUs with the same character. Fight a boss, fight for it. It's basically like Magic Sword. If you play Magic Sword, it's on the Super Nintendo. It's similar to Magic Sword, but worse. The Bowser likes to basically like hit a boss and to make things unfair or way difficult than you think. It's just there's no way you're gonna be able to beat this in one sitting, and then the ending was like it was stupid. The ending was dumb, honestly. Basically, Bowser knocks you out to challenge him again. It's like, yeah, no, this game sucks. And I haven't got. I did play the hard modes back then, but it's not even that good. This is one of the worst Mario Parties I played. Easily my least favorite, which sucks because I like its premise, but still, not a horror execution, without in the slightest. So next up, on number 8, we have California Speed. Now this is a little bit of a tricky one to decide to talk about. So this one has a lot of modes, but the reason why I'm calling this game beaten, technically in a way I should have basically just put it on Twitter. Not Twitter. I shouldn't have put it on Twitter, but I accidentally did, so that's why I have to talk about it now. I didn't really fully finish this one, but the reason why I'm considering it done is because this is pretty much a port of an arcade game, but more specifically an arcade racing game. My main problem with this game, and the reason why it's on the worst list, is the steering. The steering is atrocious. Like, I am not even joking when I say that it's so bad. I actually got this game from one of my best friends at Tradition, Jordan. Which, Jordan, by the way, thank you very much for the hookup. Really appreciate it. But my God, is this game a chore. It is not a good game. Yeah, so sorry to disappoint you, Jordan, but I did not like this game. Again, steering is a huge problem. But again, I honestly don't have time to beat arcade racers. I was a full arcade racer, so because I don't think I'll be able to get this one done. But it's one I do want to talk about. And if I didn't want this game on Twitter, then this would not make the worst list. But because I did, that's why it's making the worst list. Anyway, coming in at number 7. Now, this one I got a little bit of a higher score than the last game, which is California Speed. But the reason why this is even worse on the worst list is because of what it is. And it can signify what type of game it is. It's not necessarily what type of game, it's mostly what the game is. And that game is the very obscure and terrible Data Wave Video Reincarnation. You might be thinking, why am I talking about this? Why do I have this game? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, this is very obscure. I've never seen this game. 2, I'm going for complete PlayStation 4 set, and I need this game for the set, which I'm glad I got it out of the way. But oh my god, this has got to be the shortest fucking visual novel I have ever played. I tried playing it on honestly all the rounds. They read to the same thing, honestly. But even worse is that I tried basically doing like every day. I tried going to the path. They also and I really went to the same data, and they went to the same thing. So this game is obviously unfinished. But the only reason why, and it's Washington shit made for the sake of making Washington shit. But the only reason why I give it is not as well with those because it has anime girls, cute anime girls. I mean, it is based on an anime after all, and the anime is okay, but this is not good, and that's all I'm gonna say about this one. This game sucks, and so no more guys. You wanna know what the theory about reincarnation? That's what I think about it. No more asking. Coming at number 6 on the worst list, we have another licensed game. This one being a 3D. It's 3D third-person shooter, but also 3D platformer. I don't know what to describe it. It's Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. So first of all, I gotta get this out of the way. That Family Guy, I'm mixed about Family Guy. I'll appreciate what it did to adult animated shows, but for what it did to adult animated shows with adult audiences. But this show in particular, this game is actually a continuation of a Pacific Family Guy episode, The Big Bang Theory, not to be confused with the TV series of the same name, which is also good. But this game, first of all, you're only playing as Stewie and Brian, so that's a huge step down. I believe this is also the second Family Guy game, but this is already a step down from Family Guy the video game. But another thing I gotta point out is the fact that the platformings are atrocious, and not only that, you respawn and really like your specific parts, and that can be really annoying. The final boss in particular, was really annoying because it was basically this big dinosaur that was basically Bet Ram's pet, or so I say, put this in quotes, pet, because it is way too frustrating. I almost died a lot of times, and it does sound like a lot of that scenes in the film. In the game that make it stand out. But I will admit, there's one thing I did like about it, which is why it's not even in the top 5. It actually has the Family Guy theme song. I'm not even joking. They really played the entire intro, and that's really the first, when you start the game, that's really the first thing. So in a way, this does feel like an episode of this. So you know for a fact that they did that, and the fact that, so that you know that this is going to be like the show. Playing an episode of the show. And in a way, it is like playing an episode of the show. But the execution of the gameplay is horrible. Again, if you just want the story, then just go watch the cutscenes. The cutscenes are so much better than playing the game. But I think I might do that next if I want to see this game again, because the cutscenes are way better than this game. But again, if you are a Family Guy fan, you do need this. And this actually is an uncommon one as well, but not very good though. So I wouldn't recommend paying the money that it goes for. All right, top 5 time. This is where I really start to get mad. And where the anger level starts to fucking to drive up. These 5 games are the absolute worst of the worst. These games in particular made me the most angry. I raged so much, and it got to a point that I was like really considering giving up, but I had to push on. These 5 games are the worst of games I played in this year. Not only the worst games I played this year, but a couple of them in particular. Well, one of them I replayed, honestly, but still. 2 of them in particular are games that are pretty much some of the worst games I have ever played, and you'll definitely see why. Coming in at number 5 on the worst list is Spanky's Class. Now, actually, I have a complete box copy. Now, this one, a lot of people seem to like this game. But me, personally, I fucking despise this game. It's not because of how weird this game is. I'm about to say about Natsumi. My main problem with this game is that this game is way too unfair, way too fucking frustrating. It's just, I hate the enemy placement. I hate the bosses. I hate the fucking music. I just hate, despise everything about this game. Yeah, and there's also a Game Boy version though, which is technically a different game. But this is obviously the worst version to play it. Because poor enemy placement, poor everything about this game. This game's a total shit bomb. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. It's a shit bomb. But not as much a shit bomb as number 4 on the worst list. That's number 4. It's SNK vs. Capcom SBC Chaos. Now, oh my god, this game. This is easily the worst fighting game I have ever beaten in my life. I'm not even joking. Well, technically, there's another game I played that's also terrible, but I didn't beat that one. But so in terms of games I've beaten this year, this is the worst. Not only this year, but in general, this is the worst fighting game I have ever played in my life. Well, not worst. So what's happening? Pit Fighter is another one that I played that just pretty recently and I just got. But this is one that really deserves every bit of shit in every single capacity. Like the move, it's hard to pull off the moves. It's hard. The game is way too loud. It's just a frustrating as fuck game. Even with the bonuses, if they get used to it with the next game or another game, it's just still a bad game regardless. And one of the worst games I played this year. And it really disgraces the fact that this has Capcom characters, with strictly Street Fighter characters. But still. All right, top 3 time. I'm not looking forward to talking about these games, but we gotta do it. Coming in at number 3 on the worst list, we have Chibi Robo Step Flash. Oh my! Actually, you know what? All I gotta do is basically play this clip.
Flash.
This game blows.
You are right, Scott. This game does blow. Anyway, coming in number 2 on the worst list, we have one of the worst games ever made. The worst rhythm game. Well, technically not the worst rhythm game ever made. That would actually go to Persona 5 Dancing, but the second worst rhythm game I've ever played is Dance's Evolution Universe. I'm gonna get this out of the way and say that while a lot of people do like the arcade game in particular, this, to me, this 360 version, this is the worst Dance DDR game in the franchise. Without question. I really have a lot to talk about this one. I'm gonna try to make it in under 2 minutes, but so I can really focus on number 1. But everything about this game is atrocious. No, not even atrocious. It is wrong in every single fucking category. Okay, the dancing is wrong. The dancers are wrong. The fucking announcer is fucking wrong. Everything about this game is shit. And so we gotta talk. We gotta start with the career modes. So the career mode, you're basically you're trying to dance all over the world. Now it sounds simple enough when you basically want to stay alive. The problem is that the first time when you put it on the lower settings, you are going to fail the fucking song the first try, and you have to come to do it over and over again until you basically clear it. Which is not only tedious, but it's fucking annoying. And not only that, the announcer has the audacity to pick at you and laugh in your fucking face about it. Saying, don't get me now, keep trying. No. Just, no. So, not only that, we also gotta talk about one of the dancers I picked as, she really was wearing a sexy outfit. Oh, and let that stop there. She was really fucking twerking. Oh my god, who fucking twerks in a video game? This isn't GTA. This is like an everyone's handed out game. The fact that they really got away with the character twerking It's beyond me. I don't even want to show the clip. Just look it up. Just look it up yourself. Play the game yourself. This is like a $6 game, but so it's not even worth $6. This is worth like 1 penny to me. This game is one of the worst running games I played. The worst danceable pushing game I played. It's just one of the worst games I played. In fact, one of the worst things I tried to play. Like, I could laugh about this game, how bad it is, but realistically, it is bad. But not as bad as the number 1 worst game. So, coming in number 1 on the worst list, I hate this game. This game is the game that I didn't even hear about this game until I saw a YouTuber, one of my good buddies, Binkoom, who I sold a bunch of games to. When I saw his games, I was like, okay, how bad can this game be? And then he talked about it as one of his least favorite games. He played and beaten this year, so then it turns out he had an extra for this game, so I was able to work out a trade with a bunch of games and get this game. When I got this game, I wasn't expecting this game to be terrible, but it is so bad. Like, it is truly terrible. And it's a game that I can't even call a game. It's just this game makes me angry. That's all I gotta say about it for this intro. Number 1 on the worst list is the B game on the DS. Holy fucking shit. This game is one of the worst. One of the worst games one of the worst things I tried to play. I can't even call this a game. This game has so many problems. Like, this is a selfish piece of shit and disgusting game. Like, I have so many fucking problems with this game. Like, first problem, the level design. The level design was made so childish that they couldn't even decide on how to make their levels. It's just selfish and just straight up unforgivable. 2, the music. You really have to hear. Most of the time, it's one song that you hear, and you have to hear the exact same song over and over and over and over again. And it's not even a good song in particular. It's actually a really crappy. They made the song really like 3 seconds, and that's it. They made it 3 seconds, consider it good, and then that's in 3 minutes, but because you can't do it in 3 seconds. But it took like 3 seconds, 3 minutes to make this song. They considered it passable, and then after that, released it with this game, with this horrible piece of shit music. I really do not know what they were thinking with that. My third problem with this game, the fucking the fucking license it's based on. Okay, what I actually did not know, what I did not know, what I did not know about this, what I did find out about this is this is actually based on a children's book. It's based on a children's book, Maya the Bee, which I know nothing about it. I never read the book. I never even read the book as a kid, honestly. But it's based on that book. But what just come out? Oh, 2007. This came out in 2007. So you think the book would be good enough that it would get this game right? Well, no. This game is so much shit that basically, and not to mention, while mentioning the level design, before I move on to my final problem with this game, my biggest bone I have to pick with this game, I gotta mention that after you complete the third level of a world, which by the way, there are only 5 fucking worlds, you have to do the stupid long shoot 'em up level for bonus points. It is long and tedious, and it is straight out ungodly long. That it made me want to quit, but I had to push on. And finally, my major problem with this fucking piece of shit, the minigame bosses. Oh my fucking god. These minigame bosses are some of the worst games, the worst bosses I have sit through in a very long time. And one of them actively angering me, to the point that I was gonna quit, which you have to do twice, by the way. Not only that, none of the sucks about it. You can't fucking pause the fucking game. I'm not even fucking joking. The B game on DS is not only the worst DS game I played, but the worst handheld game I ever played. But straight out, one of the worst. As a matter of fact, this is now the second worst game I have ever played in my life. So, it only been the actual number one worst game I played, which I'm not even going to show you what it is, but I will tell you, it is Persona 5 Dancing. But there's a reason why I had this game for Horror Games Month this year. This game is truly terrible in every single word. And I'm just glad to have it done. Because this, not only was this game terrible, it was painful. This game is an absolute pain to go through. So, and that's why these are the worst game I've played and beaten this year. My god. I had to get that out of my chest, honestly. It's a lot to talk about, but thank you for sticking with me. I promise you I'll try the next two. I'll try to make the next two parts, although they're not made for kids. All my videos are not made for kids, by the way. But I will try to make the next two parts without a lot of bad words as possible. There might still be some sorry, my bad. There might be some curses, but I'll try to keep it as good as possible because I do want to celebrate the best of the best. But that being said, stay tuned for part 2 where we will talk. Stay tuned for part 2 where we will talk about the games that are in the mid-range, the games that did not make the best list, but it ends up certainly didn't make the worst list. So I will talk to you guys soon.